Welcome to this week's Eat Fit menu plan interpretation. This menu plan interpretation focuses on how to still follow your program that you receive from the Eat Fit community when you're in a different situation. So what if you're not at home? What if you're not at work? What if you're at someone's house? Or what if you're traveling? Those kinds of things come up all the time. And when I get feedback from clients about how, I just can't do this when I'm in this scenario or this situation, I start hearing diet talk. And the first thing that happens for me is I think, well, what did you eat? You ate something. So food somehow worked in whatever situation you were in. But what you're telling me is the food that you normally eat somehow was either not available or just wasn't realistic for that particular scenario. Is it appropriate to expect that the food you need to eat will always be available to you in the environments you travel into? Or is it now your personal responsibility to make sure that the food that you need is available to you? Does that make sense? Because if you were diabetic and your life depended on it, I bet you'd make sure you had the food that you needed. If you had some sort of severe allergy, you'd make sure that at all times you had the appropriate snacks. And I really strongly encourage you to not use that as an excuse to go off program. There are definitely going to be scenarios where there are not going to be appropriate foods for you to eat to stay on program. And it's about pre-planning. It's about starting the week and starting the day knowing what you're going to eat and not leaving that in the hands of fate. It has to be something that you are anticipating, whether it means having foods that are in little baggies in a purse or a backpack or a briefcase or something like that, in the car, at the office, just constantly being prepared, whether it's having frozen food items at different locations, whatever it is, taking your shake with you. Think outside the box. I always have a cooler. I always think about where am I going to be that day? What do I need to have with me? What needs to be in that cooler? And what kind of emergency food I can have on me. And if I cannot have emergency food on me, what can I get at the local gas station? And in our next Eat Fit webinar with the menu plan interpretation, I want to focus in on what can you get at gas stations? What can you get when you're on the road? Because it's not going to continue to be an acceptable excuse for your waistline. There just wasn't anything appropriate for you to eat, okay? So I just wanted to touch in on that and get you to think a little bit outside the box. And this is something that a lot of people run into, and it's definitely about preparedness and planning, all right? Talk to you soon. In the meantime, eat fit.